Hello, everybody. You're tuning in to 88.9 WCVF, the campus and community voice of Fredonia. Hello, I am Jordan Budd. I'm the music director here, and today I'll be interviewing a band. So this band initially formed for Battle of the New Bands in 2019, where they ended as finalists. Since then, they've put out an EP appropriately titled a Beach Tower EP. They put that out in 2020. That had 4 songs on it. They've played many shows in Fredonia. Music Industry Club hosted events like Battle of the New Bands in 2019, Amp It Up in 2021. They've also played the house venue, the North Pole Strip Club, twice. They played shows in the broader area of central and western New York. And they also put out a single this year, Down by the Ocean. Their latest album, which is a separate body of work from the single, If We Make It to May, comes out on December 17th, which is not today, but it will be today at the time of this being released. All right, so without further ado, they've been called Fredonia's cutest indie rock band, historically known as the first band ever made, as said by Rick Rubin in late 2019. I give you Beach Tower. All right, clap for yourselves, guys.
Hello.
How is Rick doing?
How's Rick doing?
I don't know. I sent him like 4 emails. And then, I don't think I want to send the 5th because I think he's really bothered by me right now.
I think you picked up on what he was trying to get.
I mean, if you want to give him a call, I'm not going to touch it.
I'll see what I can do.
I don't want to ruin it.
I'll see what I can do.
All right, so before we get into anything, let's have everyone go around, say their name, major, year, and instrument. So let's start with you.
I am Joey Porth. I'm a sophomore here at Fredonia. I play the drum set in Beach Tower, and I'm a jazz major.
All right, very nice.
Jazz hands for jazz majors. Hello, my name is Johnny Zoreski. I am a junior SRT major here at SUNY Fredonia. And I am the rhythm guitarist of Beach Tower, and I also do a little bit of backing vocals as well. And you'll hear a little bit of banjo on our next album, which is played by me. So, yeah, thank you.
Hi, my name is Evan Donnelly. I'm a junior music industry major, also at Fredonia. I play primarily bass for Beach Tower, but I occasionally dabble in piano.
Hi, my name is Ryan Terry. I am the lead guitarist of Beach Tower. I'm a junior music composition major, and I play lead guitar.
Hi, I'm Casio Fonseca. I am a junior music industry major here at SUNY Fredonia, and I play the voice. I sing.
Nice. All right, so a whole lot of juniors, one sophomore. Okay, so before we get into the album, I want to talk a little bit about the single you guys put out, Down by the Ocean. So do you guys want to talk a little bit about how that came together? What was the writing process like? Anyone can take it.
Basically, for Down by the Ocean, that was basically one of the songs that, well, it was written by all of us, but it was a song that I spearheaded mainly. But yeah, Ryan just came in one day and he's like, "Hey, I got this little riff. I can't hear any chords behind it." So, and then I was like, "I think I can hear some chords," and so I put some chords behind it, and then it became a song.
Nice. And the lyrics done by Kos or?
Lyrics
Also
done by
Johnny.
me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is that the first time you wrote lyrics for the band?
Yes.
Okay.
Indeed it is. And for my sophomore SRT project for my fall semester of 2020, we needed to record something, and so we were like, "Hey, why don't we record Down by the Ocean?" And so me and my partner Alex Vendura, we recorded everyone. Evan, I believe, was on drums and on bass.
Yeah, for that one I played the drums and bass.
Yeah, and then you were on both guitars.
Yeah, because there was some stipulation with the project.
Yeah,
where-
I couldn't be the talent
Oh, that's
while
funny.
I was
Yeah.
doing it.
Yeah.
But then I added backup vocals, so it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
And you
But
mixed the thing. So.
I did mix it. I mixed it and I mastered it. I mixed it. But I mixed it and I mastered it, and yeah, and I think that it came out pretty well. It's been getting a huge spike of listens.
Yeah.
Shout out to my dad.
Yo,
Awesome.
our Endicott followers.
Endicott followers
Very
Through
nice.
the roof.
through the roof.
Yeah, I think it's kind of that's cool how you put it all together, but it's cool that it's also a school project.
Yeah,
I think that
well,
like
it was a school project, but then during the mixing process, my apologies. It was really cool because I had a mix that I sent in, and then like they were like, "Hey, do you want to release demo this?" And I'm like, "Sure." And so I remixed it. And then after that process happened, was the mastering process, and then it was released.
awesome. All right. So now I want to dive into the album if we make it to May. So how did this whole thing start? Which song came first? Did the title come first? How did it all get going?
The title came super late in the process. I want to say that we only had like 1 or 2 songs we hadn't written by the time that we came up with the title.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd gotten a call. I was just chilling in the dorm room, and I got a call from Evan, and he was like, "Dude, we have the title." And
Yeah.
they were just walking to the creek, and we're like, "It's if we make it to May." And then we all just agreed that that was it.
Yeah, I was having a conversation with our good friend Lucas and our manager Connor, and I forgot what the conversation was, but like one of us said it in a sentence, just like not even thinking about album names or anything, and then I heard it and was like, "That's a great album name." And then I called Ryan immediately and was like, "Dude, we need to use this right now." And he was like, "Yeah, sure."
It's funny. It's funny because when you look at the track listing and the lyrical content of the album, I see it as a year cycle. The first song is December, and then you've got all of these summer songs right in the beginning, or sorry, right in the middle, rather. And it was just sort of serendipitous. Like, we had Summer Nights sitting for a while. Like, by the time that we ended up recording it, we had it for like a year.
Yeah.
Maybe a little under half a year, or sorry, a little over half a year.
Right.
And the music was written by the 4 of us, and then the lyrics were co-written by Kaz and I.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like we had these songs, and then we thought, oh, when we started sending lyrics to each other, I think we saw what the other person was doing, and it sort of like spiraled, and our lyrics sort of started to match each other, and I think it ended up with a really cohesive project in the end.
Right. So you're talking about how it's kind of like a full year of time from December to, is it back to December again? How's the sequencing work with
I sort of see it in like, I see I'll Stay as a very wintry song, personally.
Yeah.
I think that from Evan's riff to Last Rose of Summer is like spring all the way to the end of summer. And then the back half of the album is very fall wintry to me. Some of it's abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Some of it's in the lyrics. That's how I interpret it.
Yeah. I don't mean to drop a bomb here, but is this a concept album?
We've like tossed it around. Like,
I don't think it started that way, but through the recording process, it's kind of ended that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was no intention. It just sort of happened. And I think a big part of that was we ordered the tracks in a way that felt like a concept album, even if it wasn't intended to be that when we started writing it.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. I'd say as a listener, I definitely felt like there was some sort of concept. Maybe I haven't completely figured it out yet, but it was definitely not just a collection of songs.
right.
Oh, that's so nice to hear.
That's really good.
Were all these songs written in Fredonia, or is it spread out amongst your hometowns and such?
I could speak personally. Burning Bridges I've had since freshman year.
Wow.
Like the beginning of that song. And I think I wanted to do something with it. But as time went on, it just kept getting on the back burner, and I realized that it was not the best song to record with the way that I was recording my solo stuff. And so I was like, oh, I'll bring it to the band, and I couldn't have been happier. Like, they just added there. I find that I'm good at making the blueprint of a song, but really not great at minor details.
Not great at finishing it.
Yeah, and Evan and Johnny are great at that.
Nice.
So
I think
Ah, shucks.
the only song that was kind of written outside of Fredonia was, besides like Burning Bridges, because you had that idea tossed around. I think we ironed that out here.
yes,
When
absolutely.
it came to December, which is the opening track of the album, that was during COVID, like peak COVID, like around March 2020. And that was when we were tossing around like drive ideas, like through Google Drive. And we'd be like, hey, I have this riff, I have a drum beat or something. I think that was the only song that we kind of like, at our own hometowns, we kind of like worked on it slowly. And then we came back and then like really like, I mean, I think it was all there, like, because you guys wrote a lot during, and then like I wrote like the chords or whatever and the melody. And then we came back, practiced it, and then it became a really good fit.
I also think Summer Nights and Love Poem were demos from you and lyrics from Cause. At least Summer Nights, and then Love Poem we co-wrote.
Yeah,
Wait,
because
The lyrics too.
I know Summer Nights at least. That was over winter break, like 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like right after the audition for Battle of the New Bands 2019. We like came home and we were like, all right, we need like 3 or 4 more songs. We got to come up with stuff to fill out a set. So Evan sent the demo for it, and I listened to it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. I think I can write something to this. So I just like sat down and listened to it, and just like the Summer Nights idea just kind of, that was the first thing that came to me, was like the chorus, and then everything else just kind of went around that. And it really just kind of turned into like a, yeah, leave your hometown
Yeah.
song. And
Very
we've
pop
had it
punk.
for a very long time, and I'm very glad to see that it is now recorded.
Yeah,
and out.
Yeah.
that riff is killer. Like whenever I hear it, I can just imagine people jumping in a basement or something. You know?
Awesome.
Yeah. Although I think that Love Poem didn't it stem from me and you just in a practice room? I think I was laying on the ground with an acoustic guitar in 1001, and I just remembered just like playing like the chords, and I was just like, "Yo."
Yeah. No one knew what Love Poem was going to be for the longest time.
No.
Some people in the band didn't even know that we like, other people were considering it a separate song. Some people were considering it the same song, just an outro. It was a whole thing. And then we didn't end up writing lyrics until we were in the studio recording it. And then I'll Stay, we've had the riff for since winter break before COVID, or like right before winter break.
Yeah.
And then Evan's riff, he came up with the riff.
Who would have
Oh,
known?
who would have
Who
thought?
would've
Wait,
thought?
hold on.
And then I came up with the string arrangements. We came up with the piano part, and then you threw banjo on top.
Yeah, it was wild because
That
the
was like a
original. I think what happened was during the recording process, like a lot of the people that we got were like dropping out last minute, and so I was just like, "Hey, I know the riff on banjo. You want to try that out?" and then Jenna was like, "Yeah, sure, bring it." And so I ran to Eisenhower to get my banjo, and then came back.
We were
I
literally
remember-
just killing time, waiting
Yeah.
for people to come in.
And it sounded bad with me playing the riff with the guitar, but it sounded nice as a textural thing over the piano,
Yep.
and so
Yeah.
you'll hear that.
It made the guitar sound like a 12-string,
It did.
which is, I think, like treating it like one big instrument as opposed to 2 separate instruments was
Yes.
the right move.
Yeah. So I see how like there's some new instrumentation on the album, some stuff that wasn't found on the EP. Were these instruments ones that you guys had already known, or did anybody pick up a new instrument for the album itself?
Well, so Evan plays everything under the sun. And Johnny had just picked up banjo the summer prior.
Yes.
And then I was in the composition program starting to learn how to arrange for strings and horns.
Yeah.
And so that's where those things come from. And it was often like, I know for December, Connor, our manager, turned around, stared at me, and said, "This needs horns." And I was like, okay. And then I got carried away and added a string section. But yeah, it was a lot of like, I knew we wanted to go bigger. I'm glad we named a Beach Tower EP a Beach Tower EP because that is comparatively very simple in arrangements and in textures than where the album is at. And I think calling it just self-titled would not do the songs justice.
If there is one thing that I picked up, in quotes, there's a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
I don't have any choral experience, so these choir boys helped me out.
Yeah, we're all choir boys.
Wow, that's cool. I kind of just assumed that you had already sang stuff like that before.
Yeah, I enjoy singing,
Yeah.
but because Ryan actually arranged it, so I've never like read sheet music like in a studio, like singing like a bass part, and just like for a 4-piece like arrangement, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like the original poem was by Thomas More, and it's this really nice, gorgeous piece about like the poet watching flowers die in a garden and imagining himself in his final moments. And the last line has really stuck to me as like a thesis for the album, which is "Oh, who would inhabit this bleak world alone?" And so I ended up doing that as an SATB arrangement, and then Evan was like, "Dude, we should do like a barbershop thing." And so I ended up arranging it. It's not exactly barbershop-y, but I ended up arranging it as if it was a barbershop quartet.
Yeah.
And then we practiced it a number of times, and then went into the studio, and that was like 2 hours, an hour.
Yeah.
I'm so happy we did it. I'm really happy with how it turned out.
And we also got some nice scratch tracks during that little recording.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where the beginning and ending of the album come from.
Okay, I was gonna ask about that.
Yeah, it was just them. We were practicing the song. They had left a mic on, and that was not planned. That was just our genuine reaction to
I
practicing
forgot.
the song.
Did somebody, Connor? Did you were you like, hey, actually record some of this stuff?
Yeah, so I was listening in because like the mics were on the whole time, and I was like, they're kind of like being a little silly, a little goofy in there. So I was like, Jenna, just record all of this. Like, keep it on. Don't stop when they stop singing. I want to hear it all so that we can take some little fun pieces and bits.
That's awesome. It's really cool to see how Connor has a part in the whole thing too, and like his hands are in there too. Like he had the horns. Actually, for some reason, I like felt that was a Connor thing when I heard the horns come in. I was like, I wonder if that was Connor. I guess somehow I knew.
I dip my hands in the honey pot from time to time.
The most terrifying thing you can hear in the studio is someone turns to you and says, "It needs this," and you do not have it right now. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is gonna be a multiple day thing, and I have to do it.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool with all the new instrumentation, and I think it really makes the album feel like Fredonia, which is also kind of why I asked if it was all written here, because, well, going in, I got to see some of the credits in the backstory behind the album, I guess, and I see a lot of names that I know, people in Fredonia. We have someone from, she used to work here at the radio doing the engineering and production and everything, Jenna, as you've mentioned her, Connor. So yeah, I think it feels like Fredonia with like getting string players. Like, of course we have a school of music. Like you're gonna use that if you can.
Yeah.
And it's cool to put that on display.
There's no reason not to, and I can't believe it's not done more.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many fantastic, virtuosic musicians. And yeah, there's just a wealth of talent here that needs to be displayed.
Yeah, you're getting an opera singer on the next one, right?
Yes. Yeah, I actually want a sax quartet.
But
you go.
even not even just expanding to different instruments, just like finding Joey, like it was amazing.
Oh, this guy's a beast.
And performing live with Joey, because we've had a couple of performances where we performed with Joey this semester, and it just brings out something new in all of us.
Yeah.
And we're excited to get back into the thick of it, get back into the studio, start recording with this guy.
I'm super excited for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, speaking of Joey, let's do something that Joey can participate in.
Nice. Cool.
All right, so we're going to play a little game that I came up with. I'm going to call this Jordan Budd, the music director, keep one, leave one game.
Keep on, leave
So they're all musical. A lot of them are pretty popular. There's some that are smaller, but I think you guys will probably have an answer for all of them. So the first one, we'll go around the room. Tame Impala or MGMT, Joey?
Ooh. That is okay.
Evan's sweating.
So for me right now, it's a decision between Lonerism and Little Dark Age.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm gonna be fully honest with myself, I think Little Dark Age takes it, and I think I'm going MGMT.
All right.
Oh, Ryan, don't think that Ryan liked that one.
No, I'm having a hard time deciding myself.
Oh, fair enough.
All right, you ready, Johnny?
I guess. Let's see if I know.
It's the same one. We're going all the way around.
Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, I would personally, just because I've been getting more into MGMT and everything, and I have a Oracular Spectacular CD in my car, which I quite frequent. So I would also say MGMT.
Okay.
This is tough because I'm trying to think of like the future. Like if who's gonna drop better albums in the future? Will it be Tame Impala or MGMT? Like
Wow. It's like he's doing stocks or something.
I feel like personally, MGMT is on the upswing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to invest now.
Yeah.
Invest in MGMT.
Oh, that's really tough. Those are two like artists that I very much enjoy. I might keep Tame Impala, honestly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I feel I'm trying to think who, if one of these bands was removed from my like musical development, what bigger impact would it have?
Mm-hmm.
And I love both of these bands dearly, but I think I'm gonna have to keep Tame Impala, just 'cause I think I like Little Dark Age as a song the best out of both of their careers.
Okay.
But I think on average I like Tame Impala albums more.
Nice.
It's all you, Kanye.
You know what? I'll make it an even 50-50 split. I think I'm also gonna keep Tame Impala.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Wait, there's five of us.
people.
Yeah, wait.
Oh, wait, hold
that
up,
can't be right.
Jordan. Jordan, how
Tame
about
Impala
you?
or MGMT?
Yeah.
It's Tame Impala.
Oh. Yo,
It's
MGMT
like
gang, let's go.
It's fair. No disrespect to Tame Impala.
Well, Tame Impala's great. I
He's a
love
cool
Tame
guy.
Impala.
Both Fridman.
That is correct, both Friedman.
All right, we ready for the next one? Actually, I'm thinking we might just do one person on each because I have a whole list of them, and we don't want to make that the whole interview. So, okay. So, Joey, you've got Rex Orange County or Still Woozy.
Ooh. Well, I'll be honest and say that I'm not.
You can pass it off if you need to.
Well, I mean. Oh, okay.
Johnny wants to
Okay,
take this one.
I think Johnny wants this one, so I'll give him the old
here's the
alley-oop.
thing. Boom.
Johnny just did the whoa.
Thank you.
think
Thank
that's
you
what
very
that
much.
was.
Thank you. That was very essential. Well, the thing is that I love, and again, searching it from your perspective, Evan, of like who is going to have the most like, success in the future.
Yeah.
I feel like Rex Orange County. Rex Orange County is amazing. I love Rex Orange County, but Still Woozy, people be sleeping on. Still
I know.
Woozy.
I think I know exactly what you're saying.
People be sleeping
Still
on.
Woozy only has one album out. Rex Orange County's
Yeah.
probably on like his fourth or fifth.
Yeah.
Pony was kind of mid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Pony Man.
Pony's okay.
Pony Man. Wait, isn't that like someone from a book or something?
Oh no, that's Pony Boy.
Oh, that's
You're
Pony
thinking of the Outsider.
Boy.
He's all grown.
Stay golden.
Keep up.
Stay golden, Pony Boy. Yeah, but I personally would have to say Still Woozy. And I apologize for swiping that question for you.
No,
But
dude, it's all good. I've listened to like 2 Still Woozy songs.
Yeah. I think we should hear the bands and then pick which person
Yes.
would have
Perfect.
would have the hardest time or the easiest time.
All right. I love that. Okay. Let's go with Fallout Boy or Panic at the Disco.
Oh,
I feel like
it's Kaz or Evan.
either Kaz or Evan would be the best at that.
Oh man. I mean, I got into both. I really didn't get into like either of these bands until like 2016. I was a very late emo phase kid. I think I definitely listened to Panic much more, but I feel like
Think about
I
it.
don't know.
Panic doesn't have their best songwriter anymore.
It's honestly true. Like it's Panic at the Disco isn't really even Panic at the Disco anymore. It's just Brendan Urie.
Right.
And like I really didn't care for Mania. I really didn't care for Pray for the Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
But just like overall looking at like both the discographies, I feel like Fall Out Boy has a stronger discography. So I'd probably say Fall Out Boy.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll move it along here. The Beatles or the Beach Boys?
Oh, Evan's got it.
I knew it. I knew it.
Guys, I'm gonna have to kick the Beatles out.
That's
Okay,
fair.
Wait, like Ryan's raising his hand. What's up?
Consistency.
Exactly. I was just gonna say, like the era of Beach Boys is super essential because the Beatles are consistently great,
Mm-hmm.
and they're all. I mean, like, of course, like 1965 to like on is the best.
Yeah.
I think.
Rubber Soul.
Yeah. Once that kicks off, then it's. But like Pet Sounds, Smile Sessions, anything Brian Wilson has ever done, Hot Take, I know. Like I think I want that more than anything. But if we're arguing under like what you're saying, like consistency, like I would go with Beatles. But I love the Beach Boys way too much to like pass them.
Because you have to take Pet Sounds, but you also have to take Summer of Love.
Yeah.
That's
Mike
true.
Or
Love.
what's Summer of Paradise? What's the album?
It doesn't
called?
matter.
All right, good point.
The fact that we can't name it is probably a testament to
Yeah. All right, we'll continue down the beach section here. We got Demon Days or Plastic Beach.
Connor.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
Connor.
Connor. That's Connor.
God, I can't believe you've done this to me. I love Gorillaz so much. Man, I mean, I kind of already know my answer. It's definitely gonna be Plastic Beach. I think Demon Days is like a fantastic like exploration into like post like Iraq war, like being really upset with the government and stuff, and you know, little playful imagery and all that. But I think the overall consistency of Plastic Beach is like crazy. It is like 16 tracks, no filler. It's all good, and like I think their message also stands out a little heavier. It's like super on the nose, like on purpose, and I think the art direction, everything about it is just like beautiful. It's probably my favorite album of all time, actually.
Yeah, cool. That's a great conclusion. I like how you went through that. Okay, this one is Beach House or Beach Tower?
Oh.
Sorry, what's that second band again? I don't know
Beach
if I know
Bunny.
them.
Should we get our things?
Should we get our things? We're actually planning a beach tour.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so beach house, beach tower, beach fossils, beach boys,
Beach Bunny.
beach bunny. Who else is there?
Throw Bad Bunny in there too.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny in there.
All association.
Yeah.
We're also gonna have car seat headrest on, and they're only doing Beach Life and Death.
Oh, there you go.
They're only
There you
doing
go.
their beach songs.
Yeah. All right, next one, Drake or Kanye?
Kanye. Next
Yeah,
question.
All right, there we go. Okay. Souvlaki or Loveless?
Oh.
Souvlaki 100.
Give this to
Oh,
me. Give this to me. Pass the
Okay.
ball.
You're
Pass the
wrong.
ball.
Go
I'll give it
ahead.
to us.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Loveless.
Boo.
Oh, there we
Easily.
go.
Easily.
That's my man.
Well-
I think that as a lyricist, I admire Souvlaki more, but as a musician, I do not know how they got the sounds on Loveless, and I love that about
Yeah.
it. I love that it's a mystery to me.
Love me
called a
some
volume
vacuum
knob.
cleaners.
I was just about to say the vacuum cleaners.
All right. Michael Jackson or Prince?
Oh, Prince.
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 All right, unanimous pretty much. Elton John or Billy Joel?
Oh, Ellen John.
Elton John, as somebody
Despite the Billy Joel shirt,
this-
Johnny,
well,
that you always wear?
that I don't always wear it.
Okay,
The only reason
sorry.
why I always wear the only reson why I have the Billy Joel shirt is because I went
He's
to
a
go see him in
biggest fan.
concert.
I've never seen your
And-
Billy Joel's shirt.
You've never seen my Billy Joel shirt?
I guess I don't look
Oh.
at your chest very much.
That's fair. Hey, my eyes are up here anyways, so. But yeah, the only reason why I have the Billy Joel shirt is because I saw him in concert in Buffalo,
Oh, okay.
and it was really weird. Like he was like swatting flies on his piano.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
With like a fly swatter. Like he just had like it must have happened like several times. It just like flies just flock to him. Like I just don't understand. Like
Wow.
He's decomposing.
he but like
He's actually covered in trash.
but but I have to agree that Elton John is a better
It's a little bit more refined, I guess.
a little bit more refined. I will not discount either of them, but because Billy Joel still has his place in history, but Elton John, I feel I prefer better.
And we are covering Moving Out, so so let's keep
We
that
are?
in mind. I don't know. It's up to you.
All right, I only got a couple more. We got Blonde or Channel Orange.
Blonde.
I think we're a blonde
Yeah.
family.
I feel like it. Blonde, definitely.
Looking around, you guys not looking too blonde.
I'm a blonde.
Well, I'm a blonde guy. I'm saying.
Oh.
No,
Oh,
we
you
only
mean-
have one blonde.
Oh,
He means.
Oh,
He means.
I get
This
it.
guy.
Connor's loving it.
This guy. Let's give him a big round of applause. Jordan Budd, everybody.
Thank you.
Jordan
Thank you,
Budd.
everyone. That's why I can do this.
He makes the big bucks.
Okay, the next one, you guys might pick up on where this one came from. Blonde or Twin Fantasy?
Oh my god. All right, this one we have to do the whole room.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Twin Fantasy is one of the best albums ever made. I could say that about Blonde, but I'm saying it about Twin Fantasy. So I'm going with Twin Fantasy.
Okay.
I second that entirely.
My man.
I feel like I can't necessarily say anything about it because I haven't listened to the entirety of Twin Fantasy. I know, living with y'all, I feel like Ryan is seething.
All right, Johnny's passing.
Yes, I am passing.
Well, if Johnny is passing on that basis, I think I also have to pass on that basis.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I may
Joey.
also have to pass, but it's because I haven't listened to Blonde.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
That may.
And then Connor's
I'm a
on
fake
Team
music
Blonde.
fan.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah. We need Connor to come in and step in and figure this out.
Blonde.
Okay.
I
Alright.
think Twin Fantasy's super cool, but Blonde is tragic.
Okay, cool.
Twin Fantasy was already at like my second or third favorite album of all time, and it might be rising. So
Yeah.
We're also all going to see Car Seat.
we are also all going to see Car Seat. And I'm gonna hang out. I'm
I
gonna
have
hang
not
out
bought
with
tickets.
Will.
Have you bought tickets? No, that's okay.
They haven't done their homework yet.
Wait, I thought you bought tickets.
I did not buy tickets.
Oh, you
I
just
said
said
that I
you would.
would.
You want to buy tickets?
Bro, when is it?
March 31st.
Yeah, dude, I'll go.
Do you,
Yeah, yeah.
we're all
Jordan,
going to
you
see
wanna
Car
go see Car Seat?
Sure.
Yeah, yeah.
And for anyone listening at home, you can buy tickets to the
Yeah, can we ask?
Yo.
Is anyone else in the
Let-
station interested?
let me know. Yo, everybody listening, yo, if you want to go see Car Seat Headrest with Beach Tower,
Yeah, just DM,
Yo,
DM the
just DM.
account.
There you
DM
go.
us and we will be happy.
Yeah. All right. So just to make sense of the whole Blonde or Twin Fantasy thing, Ryan, do you want to explain why I asked that?
Yeah, so we had. How much of the story do I explain? 'Cause there's
Just keep it short.
A lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have myself, Evan, and our friend Lucas have a Science Behind It fame.
Mhm.
And Johnny's in that too.
I am.
Have a podcast called You Have to Hear This, where we recommend albums to each other and then discuss them. And I also have a different podcast with my brother Clayton called Terry Talks Podcast, and we decided to do a collab video where we did an album bracket shootout, and at the end it came between Blonde and Twin Fantasy, which like I think we were all expecting those to be in like top 3, top 4. I'm shocked T-Pap got knocked off
Yeah.
of that bracket, but it ended up going to Twin Fantasy,
Rightfully so.
rightfully
Cool.
so.
Yeah. You guys all do a lot of projects. Like you have your podcast. Evan's on it as well.
Yeah.
And Koss and Johnny are at the radio station. Joey,
Heck yeah.
he's
we
got to
are.
grow out that hair.
Yeah,
No, I'm sure you
Yeah,
do.
it takes a process, man.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy.
He's very busy.
Yeah.
It's all good though. You keeping yourself busy. That's what college is for.
We're all on
That's
that
what it's all here
grind.
Yeah,
for.
we are.
Yeah, baby.
How do you guys feel you balance that with the band?
Poorly. Like, I burned out super hard this semester because, like, while we were recording the Beach Tower album, it was super stressful, especially at the beginning. And a lot of personal stuff came up in our lives that were that I don't think I ever processed in a super healthy way. Because my solution was to record a different album with Evan. And so we started a band called Violent Graffiti.
Yeah.
Right.
And we made that because Ryan and I were roommates, and we made the entire album just in our dorm.
And this is on top of the class load and the show. So I think,
Yep.
and so by this semester, I think the only thing, I just wanted this album to come out, and that's it. That's all I wanted. And then,
Yeah.
of course, by the end, I'm writing 2 other ones.
Do you feel that the work like outside of Beach Tower, like with Violent Graffiti, or maybe even the science behind it, or maybe even being a percussion major, do you feel like that all played into your live shows, the new album? Like, there's definitely some noisier parts on this new album. Did that maybe come from Violent Graffiti?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me,
Yeah.
like definitely.
I know, I've always been a huge Sonic Youth and like post-rock, experimental rock, noise rock fan. So any excuse to bring that in is great. And then also just jam. I wanted to jam. I wanted to take these songs, get them down the way we wanted them on the album, and then that's it. That's the way we want them. So when we play them live, we can do whatever we want, and we have the perfect version, or perfect in air quotes, of course.
Right.
But we have the version we wanted. It's on record. So why do we need to keep it the same?
Gotcha. Joey had something?
Yeah, I can also say, at least from my experiences with playing with us as a group, I think that we've all kind of had a tendency at some point or another in the semester to kind of get a little overwhelmed by all the other things that are going on, and also kind of this semester being the first more open semester since COVID started and everything. So
Right.
to bring it back to getting that stuff out during the live performances, I think particularly at our show at North Pole Strip Club, there was a lot of, I almost want to say like a pent-up energy that we all just kind of let out at the show. And by the end of it, we're all just like drenched in sweat and,
Yeah.
kind of going ham. But
Blacked out.
yeah, no, it's like that. But
One
but
person, literally.
that
Yeah.
genuinely, like, I think that there's a certain energy that gets let out in that we can all kind of communicate through and just go, you know what, we're here playing in this basement right now, and we're gonna play loud and play with energy.
And like the closest to spiritual I've ever felt, because I'm not a religious or spiritual person at all, but the closest I've ever felt is looking at these guys, thinking, "Oh, they've got an idea," and then going with it. There's nothing. There's
Beach Tower
nothing
is your
like
god.
that. Yeah. there's nothing as euphoric as that. Like when I'm looking at Joey and I'm like, I know what he's gonna do, or when I'm looking at Evan and I'm like, oh, he's gonna turn on that phaser pedal.
So I kind of want to go back to the start a little bit here. So at one point, you guys were calling yourself Fredonia's cutest indie rock band. So do you guys still consider this? You've definitely gotten a little bit more ugly over the years.
Specifically, Johnny.
Oh,
no!
No, Johnny's like a
It
man now.
hurts.
He's got a beard and
Johnny's
everything.
aging like a
hurts.
fine wine.
No, but I was
Thank
more
you.
leaning on the indie rock part.
Oh, you mean like
Do you feel that
our
you're still
songs are
indie
becoming
rock?
uglier? Okay,
No,
I see how it is.
They're kinda
Do you mean
hard.
like our songs are becoming like more dirtier?
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
that could be
I agree.
considered. I think that could be considered indie rock still. I think people, after listening to the EP, it is a very different kind of indie rock because that's a very large term. It like blankets so many different genres of music.
Right.
But
Absolutely.
I'd be okay with still calling our music indie rock in a lot of spots. I mean, like this album does experiment quite a bit, like as we talked about. But I think generally it's still considered indie rock.
We're not as cute though, are
No.
Yeah.
we? Yeah, we're definitely more jaded.
I feel I feel like that kind of bit us in the butt though, because I feel like now we are seen as the cutesy band.
Yeah.
now.
I don't think so. I don't
No?
think so. I think that
Really?
through
Okay.
your North Pole shows and well, I mean, I've also heard the new album, so I guess
Yeah,
I'm a little
fair enough.
a little jaded, but I don't know. You put your makeup on before
I-
stage.
I sure
that
do.
felt rock star like.
I yo.
I think
Eyeliner makes me feel powerful.
Yeah,
perhaps
go for it.
this is a little revealing, and I don't think we were thinking about it as we were recording the songs or playing them live or whatever. But I think there was this like, we sort of wanted to shake off the idea that we were the babies of the scene,
Yeah,
Yeah.
which
that's
is
what I
something
mean.
that we like, that in some ways really helped us
Yeah.
early on.
I think like COVID kind of threw a wrench into everything because like we really started getting momentum and we really like were the babies of the scene, and then COVID happened and everyone graduated, and we weren't able to have shows or anything last year. So like now this semester we're back and it's like, oh man, now like we're the big guys on campus,
Basically.
and
Yeah.
we've had like very minimal experience with it. So I think that kind of like what Ryan said about how like I think it's just like we're a bit more jaded, I suppose, and we kind of had to like step up and be like, okay, it's a new scene, people are gone, and we have to keep it, kind of. So I don't know if that kind of
And we're still figuring out how
yeah
exactly that works.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, yeah.
I can say that when I first started learning the songs for the band, because everything that's on the new album was pretty much already like finished in terms of the writing process by the time that I had started rehearsing with these guys. So when I started learning these songs and like when we started kind of working out where my part with the songs were in practice, I think there was like I know that I have the tendency to really play the drums kind of loud and kind of bash them a little bit, and I think it was kind of a thing where it was like some of the songs that were on the Beach Tower EP kind of had this different energy, not necessarily like better or worse,
Right.
but just a little more.
A little more laid back, maybe.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
well, and I think having like a bit more of a punchier drum sound behind it doesn't make it not so much indie rock or indie poppy anymore, but it's just got a little bit of this like rascal energy to it now.
Mhm.
I mean, we do a breakdown on In My Bed now when
Yeah,
we play live,
yeah.
and that we have to change the songs live. I got so sick of playing Come Around the way that we were playing it. Not that it was bad, but it was just like we played it so many times in rehearsals and we've done it so often live that it was like, okay, this needs an update. And then he killed it.
Yeah.
He really made the songs more energetic
Well,
and fit in with the rest of our stuff.
Yeah, and I hang on to his coattails. I just like
Yeah.
go right with the
These
with the
two are
noise.
staring at each other.
dude,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's if you really want to talk about like a euphoric energy on stage, dude. When we do the cover of "Burning Down the House,"
Mm,
and
Talking Heads.
Evan and I come in on this little he's got his like little bass intro thing.
Yeah, you
and
guys really mastered that intro on Amp It Up. I
thank
enjoyed
you.
that quite a bit.
Thanks. Yeah. I don't know. That's kind of all I have to say about that.
Yeah. We're only gonna talk about a few more things. I will say that I'm loving the new album. I can't wait till it's out and I can listen to it just straight through without having to scroll on my little Google Drive
Yeah.
file, which I'm sure you're all familiar
That's
with
been
too.
my problem
yeah,
for
yeah.
months.
Yeah. You know, every time I listen to it, I pretty much have a new favorite song, which I think is a great thing for a body of work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So does anyone have like a favorite moment on the album? For me, I really like the horns at the end of December and the falsetto coos of Casio Fonseca. I also really like If We Make It to May and the way that Casio's voice kind of breaks up a little bit with the kind of like static sounds coming
Yeah.
in.
Mhm.
Does anyone have like a specific moment?
Want to go around the group?
Sure.
I mean, I'll start. Personally, I just love. It's either it's a tie between Evan's riff and Older for me. I really like the calming stuff, and especially on Evan's riff. I mean, I got to play the banjo on that. Are you kidding?
Right.
How can that not be my favorite?
Yeah.
But just also listening to how
Almost
Jenna,
feels like soundtrack music to me.
it does.
Yeah.
it kind of sounds a little bit like Animal Crossing music, which I love.
It's perfect.
I sort of want in my head that divides the album. Like Evans Riff Summer Night's Love Poem. That's like the first half is the aggressive, more intense stuff, and the second half is the more mellow.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
Cover Me.
With Cover Me.
Yeah, Cover Me feels like a firework ending, and then, excuse me, what's the name of the last song?
I'll
I'll
stay.
stay.
That feels like a very like anxiety reducing closer to me, at least in
Yeah.
sonics. I
Yeah.
don't know as
Yeah.
much in lyrics, but
Gotta go fast. My apologies. But yeah, just the overall vibe. Just the overall vibe of Evans Riff. I find myself going back to listen to it a lot, just to calm myself down sometimes. Also,
Nice.
but yeah, just the way that Jenna produced that as well. It's really good.
Yeah.
cool.
For me, it's the latter half of the second track on the album, Burning Bridges.
Crazy sounds on that.
Yeah. Again, Jenna did a phenomenal job.
Do we want to go
working on
into
it.
that jam a little bit? Like,
That was a live take.
yeah. And then you added piano after.
I added a piano track after, but like I used like a really on the piano specifically, I used the pentatonic blues scale, and it sounds so honky tonky, and I love it. And Ryan has a massive pedal board with so much distortion, and
There's
Jenna did a great job like mixing it and panning it off in different directions and stuff, and I love that entire section so much.
Yeah, we had for that song and I'll Stay, they were both live takes, and we basically did it like 5 or 6 times normally, and then the last take was always a go crazy take. And I think both times we ended up doing with the go crazy. But it was like, it wasn't there originally, but she ended up making it into this weird lopsided like groove, syncopated groove on the piano. And then I turned on all of my distortions and started rubbing my guitar on the mixing console. Cam was going ham on the drums. That was and then one of my favorite parts of the album. This isn't my answer. I have a different answer. But one of my favorites is when you just play like a power chord sliding up, I believe F to G.
Yeah.
Oh, when it comes in, it's like by itself. There's no other harmony going on. It's like it's the only time it happens in the song. And a little bass lick that you play that's very Paranoid Android-y.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of lyrics that stick out to me. I'll Stay, the entire thing. Like lyrically, I'm proud of. I really like the chorus to Burning Bridges. And then it has to be all like I'll Stay is such a balancing act of a song because it's so long and it's one straight build with like 30 seconds of falling action at the end.
Yeah.
And if you build up too fast and too loud too early, it kills the song. If you, by the first like refrain, I guess for lack of a better word, if that's where all the energy is, then the second refrain does not have the weight it's supposed to. And so playing that live was a struggle at first, but I think we got it down really well.
Is that your closer live now, or you did that once maybe?
Yeah, it's mostly our closer.
Okay.
It's my favorite song it's my favorite song I've ever been a part of. And it is, when it hits that last and Carry Me On, it's huge. And Jenna did such a good job of ramping it up in intensity. Yeah, favorite song off the album.
All right.
I have 2. I have one smaller thing and one larger thing. So the smaller thing is one of my favorite parts of I would say the recording process is at the very end of If We Make It to May, we decided to add gang vocals. And Ryan and Johnny just like went into the vocal booth and we were like, all right, try to like sound like you're drunk. Like we want to try to sound like you're like 3 beers in at a bar and you're singing along to this song and we're going to record it. And they did, how many takes did you guys do of it?
We did a lot.
We did do a lot of them.
But,
But yeah, it was super funny because like the instructions for me were to like go like all the way back because we were recording vocals in the dead room. And like go all the way back to the baffles, like right behind
Well, you were like trying to sing it, and I was like, no, this is not supposed to sound good.
And So yeah, I just went. Hold on, 1 second. Hold on, I'm gonna take my headset off. Just to let y'all in the board op room know. If we make it to May.
Well done.
But yeah, so that's my smaller thing, and I think like just the entire process of All Stay as a whole, like that is All Stay is my favorite song on the album, hands down. I think it's the best song we've ever written. I think it's the best song we will ever write.
Whoa, whoa.
I don't want to say that. I don't want
hold
to say
on.
that.
Hold on.
But just because we had All Stay for a little bit.
We had the main riff, and then I wrote the first draft of the lyrics at the Mohawk Place during a Tsunami surprise show.
Yeah.
And then I sent them. I think I sent them to you and was like, there's something here."
Yeah.
And then you came up with the melody, and we edited the lyrics.
Yeah, because I remember
thereon.
when we played it the first time in practice. Like we all came back from break. I want to say it was fall semester.
Yeah, it was fall
I
semester.
want to say it was fall semester last year, and we like played it all as a group the first time. And
Well, 2 years ago,
I remember I did the vocal melody, and Ryan came over to me and he was like, "Man, that was really good." I was kind of thinking like M83, like the "Carry Me On," but
Oh,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not what it turned out to be.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Cool, yeah." So we had it for a little bit, and it was very much a song that like. I mean, I always think of like "The Summer Ends" by American Football. When I listen to it, it's just like kind of Midwest emo-y
Yeah.
in a way. But every time that we play the song, it's a little bit different, and it's very much like if we had a structure to that song going into the studio, I don't think it would have come out as well as it did.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Because that was the second song that we did a live take for. And it, like Ryan said, it was like we did a few takes, and then it was like, all right, let's just go crazy and see what happens, kind of. And that was the take that stuck. And it was just so energetic and so well done. And I remember, like, I was so exhausted in the studio, and then listening to it back, it was like, yeah, this is really good, because the live take was questionable. But then we got, like, the first round of mixes for the song, and the first time that we heard All Stay, we were like, yeah, this is done. This is perfect. Like, it was so good. It came together so well. Jenna did such a great job mixing it.
We had
yeah,
no notes.
Yeah.
We were like,
Yeah.
It's incredible.
if I may mention one thing real quick, because we haven't talked about it at all, I think, and I'd be remiss if we didn't, Older is also one of my favorite tracks off the album. I think that song is very personal to me. And he came up with, like, a little bit of a guitar lick, and then I
Yeah.
said, like, hey, mind if I explore something with this?
Yeah.
And then we ended up in a rehearsal space. I was like, can you come in on the E of 3? And he did it.
Yeah, like
Or
my piano take was quite surgical. It was
Yes.
just like
Yeah.
a very specific 16th note that I come in. And like it took a few tries. Also, isn't it in D standard tuning?
Yes, it's
It-
an open D.
It's an
Open
open
D,
D.
okay.
You're an open D. I'm in Dad Gad.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing. You're playing
I-
harmonics.
I originally tried to because I was just thinking, hey, we don't have any songs in any different tunings, and then I was like, yo, Dad Gad, it sounds like pretty wacky tuning, so
Yeah.
I tuned my guitar to it, and then I showed Ryan that, and he did his in open D.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Which-
I wouldn't even have realized that. To be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a little outside of my knowledge, but like
that
yeah.
that's fine, but like I also like helped out with like I also did some chords in there
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well, along with the harmonics that I did play in there.
It's a very pure and naive song to me. I think just in
Yes.
the place that I wrote it and what was going on, like when I wrote the original draft and what was going on, and I go back to it and it's very personal.
Well, I will keep my answers kind of concise because I don't have all of the knowledge on the recording process and everything. And I was gonna also say I'll stay, but that was already 2 people's answers. So, in terms of like big things, I really like Summer Nights and Love Poem, like just one into the next. It feels like a real unit, and it feels like everyone gets a little bit of a feature here and there, and it feels really cohesive. And then in terms of a small thing, I don't know why, but sometimes I get the opening chord to Cover Me stuck in my head. Just like the way that it hits. It's kind of I was thinking like the song When You Were Young by the Killers.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that kind of a vibe. It just like punches you.
It's
Yeah.
like an E major chord with the 9 and 13.
Yeah.
It's like
It's just classic sound, dude.
it's not anywhere else in the song, but I was like, this needs to be like this is the chord to open the song.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this has been great. I'm so happy that you guys could come in. I get to hang out with some of the coolest and most hardworking people in
thank you.
Fredonia.
I'm blushing. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been great. Let's give a huge shout out to our board op, Alex Irwin.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Shout
Alex.
out to Alex Irwin.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, Alex.
Okay, any last remarks or shout outs before we peace out here?
No, I guess just the last thing to say is that If We Make It Till May comes out December 17th. So
Likely today.
likely today, indeed, it does
Oh.
come out today.
Yeah.
And if you want to follow future updates, you can catch us on Instagram at is it just Beach Tower Music?
At
Yeah.
Beach
Yeah,
Tower
Beach
Music,
Tower Music.
indeed.
I think it's Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I think it's all at Beach Tower Music.
And go
Yeah.
follow Bloomface Records on Instagram. Because our boy Connor's doing some pretty cool stuff over there.
yeah.
He's upset. He's upset at me.
What is he doing over there?
All right, thank you guys. This has been great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you for having us.
All right,
All right.
bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.